Okay, so vlog. Yeah. Alright. Uh I did the new student dialogues, one of them. Uh I did the one on you know what? It was the one on religion and queerness in society, which is politeness for saying how certain religions views the LGBT community, which I am a part of, more so than I am a part of any religious sect. So I good time. It was an interesting time. But okay, so the discussion, it was fun. It was a fun dialogue. I enjoyed it. I was glad I got that one of the final spots, because they filled up pretty fast and I was really lazy about getting it. But I did it, and now I'm good to go. So the facilitators were great. One of them was in my major, which was awesome, and I knew her. We have a small major, so cool knowing someone, I guess. And it was also cool not knowing anyone, because I guess I was half expecting there to be like at least one person I knew from various places, but there wasn't, and it was really interesting because I felt like I got a whole new slate. Like, these people didn't really know me. Even the girl in my major, I didn't really know her before at that point in the year. So it was really nice going in with no one judging you. No one already knew you. No one knew your story. No one knew anything about you but the fact that you were forced to take a same dumb dialogue they were. So it was fun. And I feel like I open up better in those sort of situations than even with my close friends, so it was really helpful in that aspect. But yeah, so we started talking. We did like our little exercises. We filled out our little graphs with like what's most important to you and what do you identify as in all of these respects, like race, ethnicity, race, orientation, blah blah blah. So it was fun. I enjoyed filling the little sheet out. A lot of people didn't really know what to put for some that I knew what to put. Like everyone was like ethnicity. Well, I'm American, and I was putting like Austrian, German. I felt really cool. So it was fun. It's always fun for me doing stuff like that. And we talked and sat down with someone and talked, and it was really interesting seeing what we didn't have in common and then looking at what we did have in common. It was like, okay, like I may not be best friends with you, but you don't seem like I would hate you. I don't think I would not get along with you. I mean, we had some stuff that we didn't see eye to eye on, I guess, or that we weren't the same, and it was refreshing. It was good to know that, but it was also good to know that even though they were different, no one in that room had any sort of prejudice against either side. Because the whole point of, I think, this dialogue was to look at the relationship between the religious cultures and these LGBT cultures, and there was no real prejudice against either. Like, no one who was sitting there because they were in the community, in the LGBT community, was saying, well, oh, those Christians and those Muslims, they hate us. No one said that. We was a lot of sharing stories like, yeah, sometimes some people can be butts and that sucks, but at the end of the day, not everyone is like that. And it was good to see that, especially here when we had religious people in the room, we had people who were gay or lesbian, it was really refreshing to see that neither of them really argued. Maybe because they were all asleep, but no one really slept. I'm just kidding. And yeah, I feel like there was definitely if there was a few people who just didn't want to talk. They just wanted to, they were there to be there, and that was to be expected. You're never going to have a group of all the people who are really gung-ho about the discussion. it was fine, which means no one was really talking over each other, which I always appreciate because I find it really hard to talk in big groups when we don't have a hand raising system or a pen passing system because I just never want to interrupt anyone, so I can't always jump in there and get my word in. But so it was really nice that not a lot of people wanted to talk, which means I could. So I did. And that was, I think, what happened for a lot of it. I feel like I was the domineering force in this one, and that was maybe not the best thing. And I tried to let other people talk, but it was, sufficiently difficult, I suppose. I think the best part of the experience, honestly, was when this one girl, after I had got off on one of my other spiels just about me having transgender friends and just really and sharing, I guess, some of my experiences with that, she asked a question that I love answering, and she was like, how do you know what pronouns to use on someone when you don't quite know what they identify as? And I love that question. I love answering it, and not a lot of people ask it. And I was like, yeah, oh my, I love talking about that because I know, and I know exactly what you're supposed to do, and it's such a hard situation if you've never been in it before. And I've made mistakes too. It's just like, yeah, I'd love to tell you how to be more respectful to people. So I told her, and we were like, yeah, oh, that makes sense. And everyone was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. And I just feel like the world is a better place when people ask questions and when people aren't afraid to ask questions. And I mean, that's not a question you ask. It's not a question you go up to someone like, can you tell me how to talk to these people who aren't like me? So I like it when people are curious, when they're not just like, well, you're different, so I'm not gonna even try to talk to you. It was like someone actually wanted to learn how to better communicate with someone who wasn't like them, and that was, I think, what the whole point of these dialogues is figuring out new ways to communicate. And that was awesome, is that someone asked me to educate them, and boy did I do it. Yeah, did that stuff. Anyway, I'm dumb. So it was good. It was a good experience. I enjoyed it. You know, now we're good, I guess. I don't know how to end this. I guess I'll just be like, rock and roll. YOLO! Alright. I'm done being dumb. Maybe not. Probably never. Okay. Yeah, it was fun. It was good. Did a bunch. Okay.